very comfortable with. And we're sitting amongst people that we know, so it gives us a chance to just talk openly and to talk about how we feel and to talk about just the feelings that we've had this year and to express our thank yous, our karas hatov, so on and so forth. We're still pretty new at this, at Ashreinu, and one thing which I love about Ashreinu is that we're always a work in progress. And you never know. We're not so like, just not so like in a box, which I think is also healthy in life. And so, you never know. I'm a big believer in life, you just never know how or why things happen. And I'll be totally honest with you. Since I've moved to Israel, since we moved to Israel in the last 8 years, I've had the opportunity to meet many, many fascinating people that have all different journeys and all different ways in which to how they got here and all different. Everyone's got their story, and I'll be perfectly honest with you because I'm a straight shooter always. Try to be. The next speaker, I didn't even ask him to speak. I'm going to be totally honest with you. He called me. Now I know him. I'm not a freak, not a weirdo. I thank God I've had a chance to get to know him a little bit. And he's someone who, as Rosh Hashanah, it's the first time that he's speaking to the Ashreinu family. It's a little bit of a funny time to speak at our banquet. But sometimes you got to go with your chush. Chush means with your instinct. So there's a gentleman in this room, his name is Larry, and he called and asked. I think he has what I believe to be a very, very important message and some important things to share with you. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome and call upon Larry, please.
I'd like to thank Rabbi Yudin so much for giving me the opportunity to come and express myself this evening. I'm going to get right to the point. I'm not going to pull any punches or make believe that I'm something that I'm not. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about where I'm from, what my journey has been, and see if it affects your guys' life in any way whatsoever. So I'm not a rabbi. I'm not a big scholar. I'm not a Talmud Chacham. I'm not a tzaddik. I'm a good guy. I'm a good athlete. I'm a Jew. I grew up in West Hempstead, which is a young Israel type. What's your name?
Not sir.
Okay. You know how long I was in West Hempstead? I'm 55 years old. So I grew up in West Hempstead. I went to Hank. I went to the Polish High in the South Shore. I grew up in a young Israel modern Orthodox community. And I will tell you that nobody taught me anything about God whatsoever. I was not by far the most religious kid. I was always looking to rebel. I was always looking. My father was very hard on me. He was very nervous and very afraid that I was going to lose my way in Judaism. And he was right, because I was losing my way. And just like we all did earlier, back 35 years ago, when high school was over, we just went to Israel for the year. So, like you guys, I went to Israel for the year with not many big aspirations of becoming a big rabbi or learning. I went to a place called BMT, which is a very, very... 77, 76, something like that. So, before everybody's there. I was actually there the first year that the Bris Center was there. And I'll tell you one thing great that came out of BMT, and I don't know if you can relate to this. I developed a jump shot in BMT that I have to tell you is by far to this day carries me. I don't move well anymore, but my jumper is deadly because of how much basketball I played in BMT.
Basketball next door.
Exactly. I did not accomplish much in BMT as far as learning is concerned, but I will tell you this much. If I did not spend a year in Israel to separate myself and gather myself and find out who I was as a man and who I was as a person and who I was as a Jew prior to going back, I don't know where I would be today. When I got back to America after a year and a half in Israel, I did not accomplish much Torah-wise. I did not have much ruchnius going on in my life. I couldn't wait to get back. I had no relationship with God whatsoever. I couldn't wait to get back and just shed the shell of everything I had carried for 18 or 19 years. And I went back to America, and I did not pay at all attention to anything that I had learned in Israel. Anything, I had not given a focus to say, let me write down some things. What was this year and a half in Israel about? What did I accomplish? What do I learn about Judaism and Zionism? And I got back, and I'm telling you, a storm hit me, and I had no idea what was waiting for me. And what was basically waiting for me was the most enjoyable, fun life that anybody could ever imagine. The world of what they call lust and taiva. And that means overeating, and drinking, and pot smoking, and internet, and girls. And why wouldn't I? If I had nothing really connecting me to something more deeper, why wouldn't that happen? So I'm here to tell you today what happened to me, so that maybe you guys, when you go back and you face the world at large, the colleges and the temptations, you'll remember to anchor yourself something in what you took away from this year and a half, the chesed that you've done, the goodness, what it